moment when I accepted that there are multiple realities in this world that we're living is the moment that my life changed. And before I get into my experience with my previous realities and my realities now, I just want to talk about what I mean when I say there's multiple realities. You see, we all have our perception of life. We all have this perception that, okay, this is how life is, and we don't really know too much about the other side until we experience it. The poor will never know what it's like to be rich. Those that came up rich will never know what it's like to come up poor. The most money I ever made in a short period of time was when I was 18 years old, and I made about 25K in a few days, right? It was like 2 or 3 days, and I made that money through day trading. I made it quick, you feel me? And I've never seen that kind of money before in my life, you feel me? At the time, I was working a minimum wage job, right? Minimum wage, 25K landed in my bank account within 3 days, just for me tapping a few buttons on my phone. And before that happened, I always had this kind of narrow perception. Like, I always knew that obviously there's rich people, obviously there's celebrities, there's all these people we look up to who make a lot of money. But we have this perception in our mind, we have this thought in our mind deep down that, okay, that's just their life, you feel me? That's not my life. I can't have those things. Or that stuff is not meant for me, right? That's the way I used to think. This is reality. In reality, people have to get a job, right? 9 to 5, work minimum wage, go to college, do what you gotta do. And I did all of that, right? I did all of that. I went to college, I worked the job, I did all of that. But that's all I knew, you understand? You see, I didn't come up with money. Everyone around me wasn't really making too much money, you understand? The richest people I knew were making 6 figures, which is fine, but that's still about average right now. Making 6 figures is not something that is out of the ordinary, you understand? Of course, a lot of people aren't making 6 figures. However, it's not considered something that's unachievable for most people. Most people believe that they can make 6 figures, you know, like I said, work that job, go to college, get an education, come out of college, work for a few years for someone else, and then you're gonna be making your 6 figures, right? But very few people know what it's like to experience on what's above that, because there's always levels to this shit. There's always levels to this shit. Sure, there's people making 2K a month. There's people making 5K a month. There's people making 10K a month. But there's also people that are making 25, 50, 100K, 150K, 200K per month. Everyone thinks about millionaires, but they don't think about what it actually takes. How much do you actually have to make per month to become a millionaire, right? 100K a month, that's only 1.2 million a year, right? There's people who are making $250 million. You ever think about that? And we may know about these people, we may hear about them on the news, but we don't accept their reality as our own until we experience something like that. When I made that first 25K within 3 days, it really opened up my mind. Did I quit my job? No, I kept working my minimum wage job, as I should. But I got to experience the other side. Okay, this is how things could be. If I get better at this, I could be making that consistently. 25K, 25K, 50K. If I can make 25K, I can make 50K in 3 days. Now, mind you, I literally made that 25K with about $1,000 investment. So yeah, it hit big, right? It was a blessing for sure. And so the fact that I got so much with so little investment, and that really opened up my eyes, you understand? And this happened to me in multiple areas of my life, not just financially. I used to smoke a lot. You understand? When I was a teenager, I would wake up, smoke, make breakfast, smoke, go to school, smoke, come back from school, smoke all day. Whether it was the blunt, the J, or a wax pen, I was doing it all, right? I was always high, and I did that for years consistently. I felt like, oh, this is my reality. I'm just one of those people that needs weed to function. I'm just one of those people that, weed makes me more productive. Weed makes me more creative. That's the lies. That's the excuses that I was telling myself. You feel me? Now, I'm 3 years sober now, right? I gave up smoking weed a little over 3 years ago. It was December of 2021. And now, weed is legalized. Back then, it wasn't even legalized. So now everybody is smoking. And I would walk down the street and I would see people smoking. And I would relate, like, damn, bro. I've been through your pain. I've been in those times in my life where I feel like this is all I have. This is all I have. This is my only escape. I felt that pain. I'm not judging them, but I'm like, damn, bro, if only you knew what's on the other side. What's on the other side of quitting this addiction and facing all of your problems, facing everything that you're escaping from, facing that shit head on. Because you know you're escaping from something, and don't try to tell me not, right? You can lie to me, you can lie to your friends, you can lie to your family, but you can't lie to yourself. You know deep down that you're running from some shit. You're trying to hide some shit. You're lacking in some kind of area of your life. You have a void that needs to be filled. So when I see people smoking, I'm like, damn, if only you knew how much better it could be if you just faced your problems head on. So I've got to see both sides. At one point, I just had one reality, and that's smoke, smoke, smoke. Escape, escape, escape. Now, I've seen the other side. I'm like, damn, I used to be that guy. I see myself in them. I used to be that guy. But damn, I changed. And I don't tell them nothing, right? I don't tell them, yo, put down the J. Like, who the fuck am I? They don't even know me. Why would I do that? If it's someone close to me, and they tell me about their problems in life, or I can literally see that they're going through shit, and I can see the pain through them because I can relate, right? If it's someone close to me, then I would tell them, yo, bro, listen, I went through this shit too, but I got over it, and you can too. Then I'll give them my opinion on it. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to change. But that's another topic for another day. Right now, we're just talking about the fact that there's different realities. You understand? And whatever reality that you believe in, that's the one that's true. There is no right reality. It's just your reality. You see, I have my reality. The person I see on the street has their reality. The other person on the street, they have their reality, right? You as a worker, you have your reality. You're like, oh, my boss is such an asshole. He tells me to do this and that. Your boss has his own reality. He's trying to run his business. He's trying to provide for his family. He must think that, oh, my employee isn't even grateful that I'm giving him an opportunity to get paid, right? And provide for himself, right? There's always multiple realities. You can't become a boss until you see the perspective, the reality of being a boss. In order to do that, first you need to be an employee. You need to know what it's like to do the hard shit, to do the shit you don't want to do. Once you become a boss, you think you're going to want to do everything in your business? You think you're going to want to deal with all these nagging employees, right? Who don't respect you, who take advantage of you, who put in minimal effort and they want to make more than minimum wage? I used to be that guy, right? I used to be that guy. And actually it took me starting my own business and really running it to see, okay, damn, this is how my boss thinks. This is the reality of being a boss. This is the reality of having your own business. Because I got to see both sides, the employee and the boss. You feel me? When I was out of shape, right? I was never super fat. But there was a point in my life where I was skinny fat, right? Which I would say is even worse, because it's like you're not fat, you're not skinny, you're just there. You understand? You're just there. It looks like you might be ripped, you take your shirt off and you got a stomach. But anyways, when I was skinny fat, I thought that, oh, you know, working out, this shit, like being ripped, that shit's just not for me. You feel me? I like my life. I'm confident in who I am. You know what I'm saying? I had a girl at the time. I have a girlfriend. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, right? I'm making my minimum wage income. This is my reality. And it was. So that's what made it real. And it wasn't until I quit the weed, right? I started my own business. I got into the best shape of my life that I realized, oh shit, there's a whole nother side to this. There's a whole nother reality. And I know that a couple of years from now, I'm gonna look back at where I am right now and I'm gonna be like, damn, there was a whole nother side to this. And I realized that there is another side to this shit. Like, I'm nowhere near where I wanna be and where I see myself becoming. It wasn't until I developed this mindset, until I actually started meeting people who showed me the other side. Sometimes you just need some people in your life who are gonna show you the other side. Who are gonna show you that it's possible. It's possible to make 50K a month. It's possible to make 100K a month, right? It's possible to go through all that adversity that you're going through and still quit the weed, still quit the drinking, still quit the vices. It's possible, right? There was a phenomenon in sports history where someone ran a mile in a specific amount of time. I forgot the exact amount of time. But after that, right, everyone kept breaking their record because they saw that that shit is possible, right? Sometimes you just need to see that it's possible. You need to see someone else do it, and then you could do it. Up until that point, that the first person did it, everyone thought it was impossible. They thought that humans can't run that fast. Sometimes you just need to see the other side. So listen, develop this mindset. Realize that whatever you believe your reality to be, that's what your reality will be. I'm actually listening to this book right now called Reality Transurfing, and it goes into depth about this topic. It's kind of like when you go outside and you're in a bad mood, sometimes you feel like, oh, everybody is judging me. Everybody is like looking at me negatively. Everybody is like looking at me a type of way, feels a certain way about me. And the reality is, that's just the way that you see yourself that day. You know, maybe you fucked up that day. Maybe you did something you weren't supposed to do. Maybe you didn't make that much money that day. Maybe you didn't put in that much effort that day. And that's why you have this perception of other people. Now, look at it from the other person's lens. That other person has their own fucking thoughts. That other person is not thinking about you. They have their own problems. They have their own life. They have their own issues, right? They have their own shit that they're dealing with. They just see a stranger walking down the street and they can feel your energy because you feel like they're judging you, and then they feel your energy and they feel like you're judging them. And then that it becomes like this two negative forces come together and clash. And that's how problems really start, right? That's how problems start. Same way where a lot of times if you have this optimistic look, right? You had a great day. It's like all of a sudden everybody's like, you know, everybody's warm to you. Everybody's attracted to you because they see that energy radiate off you, and those two realities come together. Do you understand? Of course, there are exceptions. There's gonna be people who just look at you a type of way even though you did nothing wrong to them, right? They got a problem with you for no reason. But we're not talking about the exceptions right now. We're talking about really manifesting your reality. And I'm not trying to go too deep into this topic right now, but I just want to leave you with this. Whatever you believe to be true is what's going to be true. I don't care if you believe in manifestation or not, you're going to manifest that shit somehow. Look back at your life. Wherever you're at right now, you manifested it. You manifested it through your thoughts, and it came true with your actions over time. So just be careful. Don't put yourself in a box, and always realize that wherever you're at, There's always another side. So be compassionate to those who may be doing worse than you, and be respectful to those who are doing better than you, right? Because it could always get worse, it could always get better. Just keep improving every single day, right? I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.